Hi there, my name is Raquel Perez, and I am a licensed therapist here in the state of Colorado. And this is a space where we talk about healing, nervous system wisdom, and the emotional safety that we all need to come back to ourselves. And today, I want to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention: fear. Not the obvious kind, the fight or flight, the adrenaline pumping fear, but the subtle fear. The fear that doesn't feel like panic. It feels like numbness, like confusion, like disconnection. The kind of fear that makes everything feel so cloudy and unclear. You might not even recognize it as fear at first. You might just find yourself saying things like, I don't know what I want. I feel so stuck right now. Nothing feels right anymore. Or I can't even hear myself. That's how fear shows up when our nervous system doesn't feel safe enough to process what's really going on. From a trauma-informed lens, when the body senses emotional risk, whether that's rejection, shame, abandonment, or change, it can go into protection mode quite easily. Cognitively, that might look like racing thoughts, rumination, indecision. Physically, it might feel like tightness in your chest, that pit in your stomach, a general sense of unease that you can't quite name. And because our bodies are so brilliant at protecting us, they will often shut off access to insight until it starts to feel safe enough to start to let it in. And as for me, I know this fog quite well. There were times in my life when fear really did run the show, and I didn't even know that it was happening. Times when I said yes when I really meant no. Times when I stayed silent because my truth felt way too risky. Times when I convinced myself that I didn't know what I needed, when really I did. I just didn't feel safe enough to honor it. That fear didn't feel particularly loud. It felt like self-doubt. Like, ooh, what if I mess this all up? Like, maybe I should stay quiet just a little bit longer. And it took years of meditation and nervous system work and gently learning to trust myself again to realize that underneath all of that confusion, there was a very young part of me inside that was just trying to stay safe. I've worked with so many clients that have said very similar things. They come in feeling so lost, like they've lost their sense of direction, their sense of self. And when we start to slow things down in our conversations and really explore with gentleness, fear oftentimes begins to emerge. Fear of hurting someone, fear of being abandoned, fear of getting it wrong. But here's what's so powerful. When we bring curiosity to that fear instead of judgment, oftentimes clarity begins to return. Not instantly and not magically, but in very slow and steady ways. I've heard clients say things like, maybe I do know what I want. I am just terrified of what is going to happen once I say that out loud. And that moment, that gentle trembling of truth, is where healing begins. From a polyvagal perspective, when we're in fear, we're often in a protective state. Our system says, it's not safe here. And so it cuts off access to curiosity, to insight, to self-reflection. But when we create internal and external safety. When we ground the body, slow the thought, and feel supported, we start to shift into a space where insight is possible. That's why I often say that safety is the foundation for clarity. Without it, our nervous system is too busy protecting us to allow us to be reflective. So if you find yourself in a fog right now, gently ask yourself, what might this fog be protecting me from? What might make me feel just 1% safer right now? Sometimes it's a pause. Sometimes it's a breath. Sometimes it is finding that one person who will hold space with you. If fear is showing up for you right now, confusing you, clouding you, I want to remind you, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. And it means that your system is trying to take care of you. You don't need to push through it. You don't need to figure it all out right now. What you need is safety, softness, and a slow return of self-trust. And that's the invitation for today. Not to rush it, but to create a space where clarity can begin to rise up from inside of you on its own. I hope that this has given you something to reflect on. And if you're finding yourself in a fog right now, I would love to hear from you. Drop down in the comments below, what is it that makes you feel just a little bit safer? And if you want a resource to help support you through that process, I've created a free guide called Sacred Spaces. It's full of grounding practices, nervous system support, and journaling prompts to help you reconnect to your inner knowing. Don't forget to check out the description below so that you can download your free copy today. I also want to leave you with this meditation to really allow yourself to sit in the space of your fear and see what it might be trying to tell you today. Remember, take it slow, be gentle with yourself, and remember, clarity doesn't come from pressure, it comes from presence. Well, my friend, until next time, take care of yourself, and bye for now.